How's it going, Overwatch fans? Welcome to UGC Season 14 of UGC. Of course, I just said UGC at first, but welcome back. It's been a long time since I've been able to cast, and right now we're able to see the two teams at the high point of Premiere, 4400 and 4500, relatively, for SRs. Over on our left is UTD, and on our right, Oracle. Hydrus? Yes. My name's JJskywalker. It's a pleasure to be back, and I'm not alone today. My fellow co-caster will be Guthix for today.
Hey JJ, always a pleasure to cast with you. Yes, we have the UTD Esports versus the Oracle Hydrus, or like we like to call them, the Space Rocks versus the Intergalactic Danger Noodles. We got a great matchup in here in Premiere. Starting off, the Oracles are favored to win by the fans, but we will have to see how this turns out here.
Yeah, man, today for Season 14, we are powered by Vite Ramen, so definitely go check them out, guys, as we see a double death ball going against each other right here. UTD versus Oracle, setting it up high, a double stun going forward, and we've seen a lot of different types of patches going forward, so there's a lot of changes coming into Season 14, so keep a close eye here at Premiere, because all the changes that are happening here, chances are what's currently meta. Going forward, we're looking at a double Lucio type of healing dynamic going forward, as each team tries to keep themselves nice and high. Amplification Matrix started off, lots of damage. Reinhardt going forward, blocking off any damage going through, but it's a bid that was too far going. Already down to Reinhardt. No tank for UTD as they go forward, but a Graviton Matrix to push them back. Barely holding him back, and wow, what a return coming out of UTD.
Dang, Tinspire just gave that Graviton so early, even with the Reinhardt falling, getting caught out. The Graviton surge and killing the Baptiste early, negating a bunch of healing output. A Lucio cannot sustain and didn't have the beat to protect them from that Graviton. Now High Noon's being used to push them back. They haven't kept the point, and now they're pushing back in with the beat.
Yeah, agreed. A beat push as well as an Earth Shatter going straight forward. No, Reinhardt means Oracle's got to back out. They're using the May to keep the little bit of tankiness going forward. Time is ticking. UTD have a good start on this control map, but it's far from over. That being said, though, already ultimates are revving up, and it's looking great for Oracle right now, as they've got a little bit of a reserve going for them.
It's so important for the Lucio's speed boost to push the team into the other team being aggressive, and now Oracle's looking for the aggressive, but they have to take it slow with a huge EMP! Oh my goodness, that's all 6! No one's able to capitalize, but the B is there to keep them sustained with the lamp. So much healing is coming out, but it looks like Oracle will be able to push in, and they're finding the eliminations here, JJ. It looks like they're going to be able to cap this.
I very much agree. It's just a little bit of a stagger there, going for Skullix on the Baptiste, but 62%, not a bad bid. Now all Oracle got to do, hold forward. They didn't waste much. Graviton, Sound Barrier going forward, and they got a lot coming up.
Blank found a great EMP down deep, hit all 6 of Oracle, but there was no one there to follow up. And now we're seeing the Blizzard, and it catches the Rhine out. A Shatter's being committed when the Graviton's used. There's no follow-up. The Shatter was perfectly timed by Fist Lord to stop any aggression from UTD Esports. And now they're sent back into the spawn.
Yeah, both Zaryas doing great when it comes to that charge for their Zarya Gravitons, but it's just, like you said, so far it hasn't been a very good consolidation of damage. I mean, there's a lot of stun going forward, lots of damage, so I don't doubt the kind of logistics going between it is kind of going out the window. Either way, lots of time going forward. Oracle meeting up the gap, already hitting 45%, and they're getting into the next fight. Lots of damage going through Maywall to kind of cut off both teams in this kind of a fight. A bid going through those walls to see what they can do. Amplification Matrix, UTD out of the way, getting good order to the Shatter in the background. A High Noon getting prepped, and they're out of the way. Right now, Oracle's looking to get aggressive, but they gotta be careful. No High Noon left, as right now it's all mechanics. It's all about the fight. Maywalls to kind of separate the team, and it's all about what able to go first. It looks like UTD is able to do it. Huge amount of Zarya power going into the enemy team.
Looks like these Maywalls both are pressuring this Ryan, cutting them off from the healers in the backline, and these Mays are definitely being the star of the show. Perfect Maywalls from both sides, Blank and the Brad, but it looks like UTD is on top, and we're coming up at last fight potential with support ults for UTD. They're ready for the Graviton from Panzer, and looks like we're seeing a rotation here.
Agreed. Amplification Matrix in the background to kind of do damage, but it's not enough. UTD rushing forward, they need to meet the gap because it's the concession of the point that really matters. Reinhardt setting up that gap, not letting any damage go through, and High Noon all the way to the right. A perfect quarter, already hitting a few people as they're looking for any way to not get away from that High Noon with Oracle. Oracle moving forward, but UTD on the sun barrier. Graviton not hitting anybody for Oracle, only the tanks, which is honestly not much is going to happen. Oracle, all kills going in blue as UTD are able to get the first point of Busan.
And just at a time Skull right at the end was able to keep his team up through the Graviton Surge with the support of the double support ultimates. It just didn't line up for Hydrus. The ult economy was in UTD's favor the entire fight, and now looks like we're going to be seeing a bit of a meta change here. UTD's opting for this dive composition. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be original dive, but with blank on that Sombra, find that EMP. And alright, now we see, JJ, this is a meta that has been in the works for Hydrus. That Ball, Diva, Tracer, Zen, Mercy, Ashe, it's high damage, very aggressive, and you want to protect the Zenyatta. If he gets dived on, you want to protect him because if the Zen falls, that's a lot of damage with a Discord board gone. Let's see if they're going to be able to hold on to the Zenyatta and protect him.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like a new dive coming against kind of an old dive-based composition. No form of Moira on the enemy team, so they may look at a little bit of sustain going over at Hydrus, Oracle Hydrus. But already both teams looking to a form of attack. The monkey damage is just going insane out of this window against all these squishy targets over an Oracle, but they're able to hold.
They're holding, but they're getting the point they're going to be able to flip. And a key aspect here, I feel, is going to be blank on the Sombra. If they can find a hack on the ball and then dive and be aggressive, or the Diva or anyone, they just focus that dive target, they might be able to catch something else. The Monkeys in deep, the Coalescent saves Skull, and now they're looking for more kills. Both teams are picking up kills on their side. Valkyrie to keep the rest of the team, but it looks like UTD will be coming out on top unless the Diva on mech, that will end this fight. There's someone left on point, but UTD will hold on to this point with ultimates coming up in the bank from both sides.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest bids right now that is happening in Overwatch. It's happened since the last season. Moira's just too big. All charge just comes in so fast. It's one of the first things that's going to come through in a dive composition that needs to be thrown out of the way. As it's not, this is just going to keep going. Already again, UTD having the initial hit on the point, and they don't even care. Just a small contestation from the Moira as he's holding against a Hammond. Everybody else trying to get any form of picks possible. Looks like they switched for a Roadhog. Strange thing to put into a dive, but why not? More extra damage, great against tanks, and they're definitely looking for something. EMP put in between all of them, hampering the Tracer, throwing her out of the way, Diva Bomb going to the center, separating the team, and now it's just a lonely Roadhog put forward with a Coalescence that's already been through second battle, second Coalescence. That's just how this character functions now, and it looks like it's going to be contestation all the way to 100 probably.
All the way to 100, and we saw that the Zenyatta had to use the trance early, didn't have it for the EMP, but now with the stall on the ball picking up 2 more picks, Fist Lord picking up 2 more picks, and the Hog, it looks like it's able to pressure the Winston and the Diva enough to keep them protected from the Zen when they push in.
Yeah,
that might be the defining factor here. We'll see if Panzer is able to win this map for Oracles.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. Right now, they have to put up the best defense they ever have in order to even have a chance on this control point. Any form of loss, and it's the end of Busa for them overall. Looking towards the backline, they're going straight for the Ashe. Priority target. DPS out of the way. Now they're pushing forward. Looking for the Roadhog. Looking for the Hammond. And it looks like they're just right now in kind of like utility mode, looking for anything possible, holding that point for any form of longer. They need to do something though. Percentage is going up, and they're kind of in separation here over an Oracle.
Oh no, this bomb is gonna catch the Zen now! No! The Zen falls, and that's a lot of damage, and the pulse bot comes out. There's no support. Status racking up the kills now on UTD science. 10% is picking it up. It looks like Ball will be able to touch. Oh no, he gets hacked. It doesn't look like he'll be able to get there. Reaper teleporting in on top. They just need to focus him down with the Wraith, and it doesn't look like Oracle will be able to get anywhere else on the point except a few stagger kills. UTD just needs to focus some targets down. The Lucio's falling, some ultimates being used. The Tracer falls. It doesn't look like Oracles will be able to hold this. As the ball falls, UTD cleaning up the rest of the kills, and that will do it. JJ, UTD Esports will take the first map of Busan.
Yep. No, and very good plays coming through. I mean, just a very solid match one. As I've always said, though, match ones are never incumbent of what we like to see. I always think of them as warm-up matches, but a lot of good fundamentals coming forward. They basically ran very similar types of compositions, but the priorities were always very clear over at UTD.
Blank heavy play of the game. Excellent plays by both of the mains on the inside part of Busan Mecha Base. Love to see that. So we have our next map of Dorado, as we are going to get into that shortly after we get that map changes. And JJ, we're seeing two different styles. I mean, typically in Mecha Base, we see that Lucio, Mei, Baptiste brawl with Ryan Zarya. That's typical. That's usually what it's been. But the Ball, Diva, Tracers, and Mercy, Ashe, that's kind of what's been playing nowadays. But it looks like the Winston Diva is just going to be better here. With the Hog switch, Hydrus were able to get the point, but they weren't able to keep it and to hold onto it. The Winston and the Diva die was too good with the Sombra finding the hack in the backline on an easy target like a Mercy or Zen. So we'll see moving forward if Hydra stick with the Hog or if they change it up just to counter the dive.
Yeah, no, agreed. Whoa, I'm able to hear myself or something. That's freaky. Okay, there we go. That was a little bit weird. But
that one scares you.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I saw on like some of the current patches is that right now I think Ashe did get reduced. So we did see a lot of her before, but her damage did see a pretty significant kind of like swerve going downward when it comes to her aim, when it comes to her dynamite. So that may be a little bit of the changes that we're seeing here. Everything else is kind of leveled up. So just being able to play the strategies fundamentally okay seems to be just fine for UTD Esports. We're going to be going into Dorado, very different type of play style instead of just a general control point. They got to keep the plays consistent, so we'll have to see if that's a little bit different with these teams.
We'll see, and looks like both teams are ready here, so we are going to get underway. UTD up one map here against Oracle Hydrus. Oracle Hydrus will need to win this map to go to our third map, which will be Blizzard World. Fun map. Blizzard World.
Just gonna hold real quick because I think there might be a technical difficulty. I just want to make sure. We're going down.
All right.
Holding. Dynamite. So that may be a little bit of the changes that we're seeing here. Everything. So just I'm gonna mute this team really quick, guys. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, small little throwaway really quick, but going into Dorado, yeah, no, definitely. Definitely updating the scores. I do want to apologize. I have been getting into casting again, as well as cameraing at the same time. I'm going to be getting a lot of first-person gameplay here in this one, because I do know it's something that's very different. That comes from intermediate, beginner, and premiere. So that in premiere is just very fun to watch these people in the front line. Different composition coming out from Oracle, a dive, but with the echo on the Brad. I'm not sure, but I'll accept it. Yeah, maybe it's just a wrong target. I was watching the Sombra in the background, but well, that'll be something they'll have to take back. Slowly pushing the point, a little bit of a loss either way, not big of a stagger. Have to worry on their backline as Blank is able to get Zafan, extra stagger. Less DPS coming out from Oracle as they're kind of trying to push forward, and they've got the even. A tank out of the way right now for UTD, but they've still got the DPS, still got the defense over at the high ground, the vertical power position. They've got to look for a way forward, and the point just slowly pushing. UTD looking to back up into the marketplace. The dive from Oracle, not looking to prioritize that much, not going forward, taking it nice and easy as the point is moving forward. The Brad hiring the background as they're able to throw the nano boost out.
The rally is being used and it's going to push them back. That Brig provides so much sustain and protected the Ana from the Winston along with the stun from McCree. It's going to be very, very difficult for the Winston to get any value here.
No, agreed. It's going to be very difficult. Already Nanoboost going into the background. A high noon coming from UTD as they try to hit the back, going a little bit too back. Monkey in Nanoboost, getting a lot of tanky, getting a lot of damage going forward, and Oracle looking for something. Graviton able to take a Brigitte out of the way as well as Sombra, and the push is looking great. Less DPS, less healing going for UTD.
With the Brigitte out of the way, Fistler on the Winston is able to take so much space and not get punished. He took a little bit of a nap deck there, but Panzer brought out the Graviton and picked off 2, and that was enough for Hydrus to cap first point, and they're going to start making their way to second point, point B here on Dorado.
Yeah, point going forward a little bit, the Brad about to get his ultimate when it comes over to Echo, but on the opposing end, lots of stuff coming into the defense. All their arsenals basically going to come up at the right time, and it's going to be a little difficult for Oracle to come forward unless they get some picks.
Brad almost has a copy. That could be big here on the Winston, and that's what they go for. Double Winston attack. The double electric is so much damage, and he is in there. The Brad is in there, finds one pick, Fistlord, and the double monkey. The double monkey, you can't handle it. The high noon now from X finds Louis, and with the main take down and Fistlord fully healed back up, it looks like Hydrus will be able to roll into the second point with ease. 3 minutes in the time bank still.
Very fascinating. All entirely utility. Less damage coming through. They were able to push back the team just with sheer ultimate power. That's something that I like to see. Either way, UTD out of the way. Already doing nano boost on Hammond, contesting the point, not letting it pull forward as the damage tries to do anything. High noon coming in the top, looking for anything possible, able to get the Winston out of the way. UTD getting a nice hold going forward as their DPS have taken a perfect position. Oracle's gonna have to reset. Or not. Never mind. What do I know?
It's even fight, and maybe the Valkyrie's coming out, but it looks like Arrow's going to find his counterpart. They're going to try this. The Brad's looking for more, but no. Tinspire is going to pick him off, and oh, Arrow, the sub in for status. Kami is putting on a show for us on the McCree, doing an excellent job picking up the high noon kill early in the team fight, and then finding the Echo and the Mercy there at the end. Ultimates on Hydra's side is favored, but Blank has that EMP. Kintek does have the rally for the Graviton Surge that Panzer almost have. We'll see how this comes out. 10 has the Nano Boost that could make the difference with the Nano Monkey diving in here. Let's see.
Yeah, they're looking for the point, looking for the perfect position, hitting forward the Winston, nano boosting him, shielding him, whatever it may be in order to do that attack forward. The Brad on the high side, and on the back side, a McCree that's got his ultimate out, but EMP'd in the back. No Sombra kill going forward, and it's just a contestation at this point. Who's able to get more? Already 1 kill going for UTD, 2 kills going for UTD. It's looking great for them right now as they're just trying to look for anything possible. High noon on the opposing end, but again, stun. Double high noon stun out of the way, and Oracle coming for the return.
A huge sleep by Skull from the other side. Oh no, for 10. 10 The sleep from the distance. Excellent sleep for Oracle to stop the high new, and now they have captured the second point, rolling to third point. The Ana's going to get caught out, looks like, by the dive. Yes, she is. Skull, she'll get respawn and regroup with its team with 2 minutes rolling into point 3, and the Echo copy with another zoning McCree ult. They're looking to finish this one fast with more time in the bank.
This tide from Oracle is not letting up, continuing on with their kill sprees, but on the opposing end, UTD not changing anything, sticking to their guns, looking to pull out something. Hammond ult's coming up, Nano Boost is up right now, and they're looking for damage, going straight on the Ana. Slept and shielded somehow at the same time. Not sure how that happened, but Oracle's got the advantage. 1 kill against Blank, less DPS for UTD as they're scrambling for this defense to go through. Points putting forward, Hammond going for the initial attack, and Hydrus in the background coming out for Oracle. Able to get 1 less healing. No healing, if I'm not mistaken, coming out for UTD, as right now they're just trying their best to go for this defense.
Banana McCree, Valkyrie, double support outs being used to keep them sustained. It's very important the ball gets anti and falls low. Oracle, Hydrus trying to close this out. It looks like the kills are falling in their sides. They're 1 meter away. It looks like they will finish this with 1 minute and 5 seconds. A excellent finish for there at the end. Louis on the wrecking ball wasn't able to get any picks with the mines. That is what they were banking on. It didn't find any kills, and X-Fan was able to find the Baptiste, eliminating a bunch of heals for UTD side, and the rest is history. Oracle's finishing Dorado with 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Not bad, considering as much stagger that was pushed into them. Lots of like different types of deaths going into the beginning. They immediately got the momentum they needed to snowball through. The damage is high with their current composition, just pulling out some crazy form of kind of return plays. It's very smart for UTD to go for the, the backside, just like Oracle is doing. But when it comes to Oracle, their DPS are just able to output so much more. Basically, I hate to use the word, but carry straight through. The moment that their team gets wounded, they come back even stronger.
Does that they're not out of the team fight. Anytime they get wounded, they come back and they're ready. They regroup and they push here. And really excited to see there's 3-4 different team compositions that we have seen tonight in 2 maps. And really goes to show that the meta isn't completely solid. Premier teams here in UGC still trying to figure out what works best and what works great on each map. Blank, the Sombra, looks like they're going to stick with that, but the McCrees on both sides pressuring the backline with the spam. We'll see if UTD can push here.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Kind of pushing forward, a little bit of lag on my point, so apologies. You guys are probably still going to be getting a little bit of go-through when it comes to the quality, but there is going to be a little bit of stagger here. Darn the internet companies. Either way, going forward, Oracle is able to push back UTD, but UTD going for the return. A perfect type of attack going on the Brad, taking out the DPS. 1 down for Oracle, as right now UTD are looking for the perfect go-in. And Oracle just holding their gun, holding their ground. A Zarya Bearer going for Monkey. A shield right after. All that damage coming straight through, and it looks like it's becoming successful.
My goodness. Skull on all the sleeps and the anti-nades, just sneaking it in there to negate any healing from 10 or Hobbs for Hydrus. And just hit a 3, hit a 2, get you to sleep, and now Skull has the nano, while 10 is still 40% away. They'll be able to use that to secure this point as Hydras are trying to come back in here.
Going on the return, they're just concentrating on the Brad in the sky as he tries to do anything. It's a point contestation going forward as Tinspire is able to get 2. No form of tank hold going forward as it looks like it's going to be pushed to phase 2 for UTD.
An excellent Skull using that nano to secure that point. Got it early, looking to build up another one. 10 will have their nano. Panzer has the Graviton and is ahead on the counterpart, but Blank does have the EMP. They'll see if they can take a early fight here with this EMP, looking for some picks. Maybe X-Fan has signing for zoning out. We'll have to see how they position, and looks like UTD is taking the high ground here. What an interesting choice.
Yeah, going through church, putting their non-vertical team straight through, using the high noon, the Brad coming from the backside, able to take out it to 1-for-1, less DPS, less healing coming out from Oracle, able to get a high noon over at UTD. All kills coming in red. Looks like they got the hold.
Looks like Oracles did have the hold here. X-Fan putting on performance, and also the Brad, excellent DPS on Hydrus side coming in. X-Fan using the high noon just to kill Louis, the Winston, maintain on UTD side, and then walk up. The Brad definitely applying a lot of pressure on the back line with the Echo. That's going to be a problem that they will have to deal with. Lots of ultimates coming in here. This is going to be a huge fight. Ultimates will be used.
Yeah, no, agreed. It's gonna be kind of like the pop for the Cataclysm, essentially, coming forward. Nano Boost coming in the backside, Oracle having a lot to go for. Double Gravitons holding both teams. I thought I saw double EMP, but only one EMP going on top of Oracle, as they can't do anything with their hiding positions. A fan using full mechanical gameplay to take out Louis on the Monkey, doing anything possible to stop that point. Monkey on the point, holding UTD's push. UTD in the trenches, trying their best to do anything possible without a tank.
Both teams committed so many ultimates, so Brad was unable to build up a Graviton with a copy of the Zarya. Blank falling to a flashbang by X-Fan, and that's might just what they need when they need to take pressure here. They're trying to find more kills. UTD pulling up Skullix, finding the sleep on the Ana. She's taking a nap in the back line. Winston taking advantage. Skull finding excellent antis, pushing them back, making them have to take a step back. Oh, Tinspire gets caught out with a flashbang though. With the Zarya down, that's us. That is Hydra's time to go. UTD all the way in the enemy spawn. What are they doing? They're trapped. Yeah, they can't do anything in there.
It's definitely a problem going for a UTD right now. They've got no verticality, and the power position is just too strong. Zafan literally taking out a Zarya so quickly with, what was it, like 3 headshots? Just easy peasy with an additional stun going forward. It's just too much of a threat. Very smart idea to go towards the black line, but they didn't have enough resources to do it. Taken out immediately, Subterfuge, attack from the back, attack from the front. They're going to have to reset and try something else.
Oh no, Blanket staggered there. UTD is banking everything on this EMP, but Hydrus are ready, and they do an excellent job keeping everyone up. Ken and Hobbs support their team. The Brad on the Echo is just applying too much pressure. Arrow is not able to find the Echo to eliminate it, get them out of the fight early, and now X-Fan has a great position for a high noon, and they're looking for the nano boost, zoning them off the point while the rest of the team goes in. He finds Kin in the backline, one of the supports down. X-Fan looking for more, finds the Zarya, and with that, JJ, they have to back up again. They still have the EMP.
Yeah, the man's on a hunt. The fan is popping off right now and just wasting that time right now for UTD. No doubt right now through UTD's head, it's kind of going through their head what they have to do. This is by far the last push. There's nothing else they can do this far into phase 2. The ultimates that they have now is what they were going to go into, and honestly, when it comes to the banks, UTD's looking great because guess what? They got everything.
They do, but they have to be organized when they use a blank looking for an EMP. Let's see how they do here as they approach.
Monkey going to the backside. Yeah, high noon in the back. Able to take out the Brad. Less DPS coming through. Perfect start. Rez coming out. It's a 6v6 right now. Zafan all the way in the back. He's being suppressed. He's being pressured. Coming out. Looking for the damage. Monkey going for the healing. Trying to go for anything, but Zafan's wasting his attacks into shield. Wasting attacks into Monkey. Nothing's happening. Graviton over on Oracle. Holding them together. Getting half the team through. Kills coming in the bruise. Zafan alone in the high ground. This is looking hard. DPS out of the way. This looks like it's UTD's.
UTD will finish and capture this second point. They'll finish this section, but they have to go one more just to get a second push with only 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Blank using that EMP late to secure that team fight. That is all they're banking on, but with 1 minute left, they won't have to time to build up any ultimates. Arrow maybe with a high noon, but X-Fan already is 10% away from another high noon. The Brad switching to the Hanzo, trying to apply more pressure, build up ultimate quickly, gave that high pick potential now. And now both teams are fighting off here as the card moves.
And we'll have to see what wins out here. Zafan taken out immediately, main DPS out of the way.
Big.
Left over for the left over for the Brad. That's all that's basically left to deny all this tank power, all this AoE just going straight on through. They've got too much healing over UTD. No DPS to hold for Oracle. They gotta back up. They're staggering. They're going towards the back, trying to get the team away. UTD coming from the front, holding their high ground, going for the vertical positions, getting everything they can. High Noon hiding in the background, but the shield from the monkey blocks it. Kinetic out of the way. Zafan popping off, trying to get anything possible. Oh, able to take out the Zarya, going forward, and kills are coming in the red. 16 seconds left. This is it for UTD. They have to do something.
The Nano Zarya!
Oh my
the Nano Zarya is too much!
Yep.
It's too much!
Completely agree. Going forward, Monkey taken out of the way. Nano boost on Arrow. Overtime clicked. Point slightly contested. Graviton going in the back, throwing UTD out of the way. McCree has to get on as he does, being healed to the maximum. Not enough. Blank EMPing as best as he can, taking out Reaper, taking out Brigitte, but they're doing the greatest. Both of them life stealing basically for themselves, taking Blank out of the way. No DPS for UTD. It's all tanks. It's all healers. This is basically a full contestation. No reinforcements anywhere near except for one. Amora, Lucio out of the way. Double tank somehow holding to the end of overtime. Monkey going too high. Oracle gets Dorado.
Wow, Oracle gets Dorado. I think a big switch right there was the Reaper. The Brad switching over to the Reaper. That lifesteal also securing play of the game. Of course, the excellent performance on Echo. Let's take a look here as this gets the stick. He's on the high noon. Oh my goodness. Probably find some copy on the Winston. Is that what we're looking at here? No, just straight Echo play. Excellent performance, excellent play of the game by the Brad. That switch to Reaper right at the end, the lifesteal to keep him sustained while picking up kills is just what they needed to get the respawns out of their spawn and back onto the cards. And there, Hydrus will take that map of Dorado and tie this up. We're going third map.
Yeah.
It's only started the season.
Yeah, no, that's something good to see at a premiere. No, you're right. Start of the season, both teams perfectly matched against each other. Rivals? Not sure. Still haven't gone that far into it. I would say by week 4. Well, definitely no by then, but definitely a good show to start it off. Both teams 1-for-1, and let's see what Blizzard World has in store for us. A hybrid-based map combining both types of variables, a control and then a point push at the end. Clearly, Oracle had a great advantage coming into this point push type mechanic. They were able to get the momentum, the movement, the snowballing. It just worked for them perfectly. The pacing was very great, but on the opposing, UTD had a fascinating defense coming into it. They weren't able to translate it as much coming into a point. A little bit of a surprise there, but when it came to a control point, they did very good. So coming into Blizzard World, hard to say. You know, phase 1 is only 1 point. That ain't the whole map. And Oracle needs to get to, they need to get to the second phase in order even to push the point. So it's hard to say who's got the advantage here.
It is hard to see. Definitely looking at this Hydrus team, you can tell it's different from the first map back on Busan, and then the second map on Dorado, the matching. It looked like Hydrus got their warm-up game out of the way. It was a loss. They fought back. Dorado picked up the win. They're looking to take this series right now. Their first W in Season 14 UGC Leagues. I want to thank you, everyone, for joining into the stream. Thank you. We appreciate you, all your views, all your support for UGC Leagues. We hope to bring you all the entertainment we can every week, Fridays, around 8:30. JJ, I don't know what kind of style or composition we're going to see in here, both teams looks like they can run almost about anything.
No, completely agree. I mean, we've seen both Death Ball, we've seen the dives coming out, and both teams have run it very proficiently. When it came to the defense, UTD clearly had a very good dive comp going for them, but also a Death Ball. When it came to this, the sheer amount of momentum, Oracle has that gameplay on for them. They're able to make the switches, and Zafan is just a very good DPS when he has the position and when he's got just those sight lines coming in for him. When he is distracted, though, there was a little bit of falter coming in there. So maybe UTD might take that for advantage for them, but who knows if they even know about it. So we'll have to see. It's hard to say.
We will. Status is back in for UTD, playing his Tracer, a comfort pick for him. He has a very good Tracer from what I have looked at. We'll see if he can put impact for UTD to have them secure this win as the teams are rolling out with the McCree and similar compositions, double bubble. The Brad running that Echo still applying a lot of pressure as they dive in. The focus beam, focusing on targets. Status is in the backline, and just like I said, excellent Tracer. UTD Status finding 2 kills, and that's the first team fight already done. Status 50% to the pulse bomb, and it looks like he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, no, agreed. I love that ambushy type strategy that UTD kind of pulled out here. They pulled 3 people forward onto the high ground, Brigid, Zarya, and I believe it was Tracer, and then they have just Louis in the background getting ready to jump in, getting ready to shield. Very smart coming out, and it's very kind of surprising coming out from. They do it again, looking for anything, looking for their priorities, no doubt calling out. They've got both type of firepowers going on the left, going on the right. DPS on the right side are able to take out everyone that just simply doesn't have any cover or go immediately running into issues. Again, the Kings right now, as we've seen so far, UTD, great at control points.
Great at control points, and Status already almost halfway there to another post bomb, and excellent focus. Skull finally anti-nades, and now Status in the game for UTD is able to quickly follow up and focus targets down, kill the Echo, and now the Brad switching over to the Sombra, maybe trying to hack Status in the backline. That's what they will have to do as they push in here.
Yeah, Oracle going for a priority-based attack. They're pushing that team, they're pushing UTD back, trying to get them together into a bunch. But already Ultimate's coming into this play. Heinen in the background for Arrow, able to take out Anna. Perfect target, less sustain, less DPS coming out for Oracle. I'm going to say that's an end for that push.
That's a wrap-up, and Fistlord trying to get out with his life.
Yeah, no,
and Status is just racking up all the kills.
Yeah, no.
He's doing an excellent job here. Already has another pulse bomb.
Agreed. I mean, it's almost exactly as almost like we talked about. UTD, just great at defending. But we've got ultimates coming up. Difficult thing right now for Oracle is they don't have much. Only High Noon, Graviton coming up. That may be the combo they need. But the defense just has so much right now.
So look at Rowdy's being used here as they are sustaining a zoning out by X-Fan. Doesn't look like he's going to get anything. With a main take down, they just have to regroup.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's just something to back away from. Arrow is just doing great work off to the off flank, and he's not being very much prioritized. It looks like kind of like singular attacks coming out for Oracle. They see it though. 6v6, Graviton pushed against them the moment they push in the aggression, but so much shielding, so much healing to keep them alive. Return Graviton on the double tanks. The Brigid is out of the way. The tank is out of the way. High Noon coming from Arrow again. Jesus Christ, this man really knows how to go. It's gonna be High Noon every single hour coming out for that guy, and it does look like finally Oracle's able to push forward, getting the contestation, but they need to be careful. These stackers took a little too long. They're definitely gonna get the second point contested, but it looks like the full reinforcement of UTD is gonna come in with no ults.
UTD's looking just to contest, see if they can find something. The Brad has to commit the EMP just so they can secure this point because they had no more time to give up. Now with only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Hydrus have to push all the way to point B. And unless they do it quickly, they're going to trigger overtime. They will have to stay in the cart where Graviton, Pulse Bomb, Winston Ultimate, all dangerous when there's an overtime push and they have to stay on the cart.
Yeah, no, agreed. And right now, looking hard for UTD. They were going for an initial kind of rush and aggressive defense, but they're getting big staggers. One tank, one DPS out of the way. That's not something you can hold with. Oracle now at the advantage at their best place. When the point is pushing, they've shown a much bigger type of gameplay coming out here. Much more aggressive, much more prioritizing. It's looking great for them right now.
Rally's being used. And now Panzer using the grab and finding the kills in the back line. And I think a main difference here, really, for Hydrus, they are able to take space very effectively. Their positioning is great. They are in the right place, right time. The people, the heroes are protecting the supports at the right time. XFAM picking up 2 kills with a high noon. And UTD trying to hold this point, but it looks like they will cap this, rolling into point B, now push it to point C. Hydrus are just so much more dominant with these escorts, JJ. They're just better positioning, and they are able to focus targets much more better than UTD.
Yeah, no, completely agree. I mean, it may be just like the general kind of strategy coming out. Sorry, I'm lagging a bit, so I may be cutting off. But it's like you said, it's that spacing. It's that type of gameplay coming out that they are able to create naturally with payloads. That's something they don't get control. But on the return, wow, freaking UTD coming out with a death ball, going in fast, going with the initial graviton, the immortality field, keeping Reinhardt alive just barely. Nobody dead so far. Very fascinating push. Reinhardt does go down. Caster's cursed. You're probably going to have to cast his going because I am cutting off a bit, Guthix.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the immortality keeping Louis up, very important there, but he does fall low because the EMP didn't allow him to activate his shield, and now he gets hacked. He has to wait till he gets his shield back. He almost has the Earth Shatter, which can be big. The amp speed by the Lucio push him in, trying to make space, trying to build his ultimate up. The window applying a lot of pressure. Now Arrow has a huge damage amplification. Skull finding the kill on Panzer, and with a minute left, it looks like Hydras are just going to take a second, regroup, just a soft reset, wait for get back. They do have the Graviton. Kintic doesn't have the beat for the grab, but it looks like they're backing up. They're looking to finish this in one push. They want to finish this in one go. They want to push it and finish it, because then they will get a chance to attack again. But they want to finish it with time, so then they have time to actually recontest.
Yeah, you definitely can blame them.
Arrow using the... Oh, you're back.
Oh, yeah, no, very little. I mean, going forward, it's a half and half going forward. McCree able to get a lot of damage going forward. I mean, at this point, who the heck knows who's missing? It's a 4v3, harsh kind of push coming in from Zafan, as they can't really deal with the DPS he's dishing out right now. Being thrown forward is right now UTD by the tanks, but they're being attacked from every corner when it comes from UTD. Going forward, they're getting reinforcements right now, but it's not looking great for their defense.
Oh, it doesn't look like Panzer gets a nano from 10, and that allows them to push forward. The Brad almost has another EMP. That's going to be huge. If Kintek uses the beat, the EMP can just negate all of that. The ultimates are in their side. EMP being used, but Kintek doesn't get hit. The beat comes out, keep UTD alive, and the Brad falls. Now it's a slugfest in the middle, but UTD has the ultimates in their favor. Skull picking up 2 kills from the support side as Louis swinging around, taking spades. Skull picking up kills at the end made a huge difference, as Hydrus will push it almost 2.3, and that could make a difference here. Someone will walk out a winner. There will not be a overtime map.
Yeah, no, I think it makes the biggest difference when it comes to almost like the fatigue of the game. And I do apologize to everybody watching right now. Darn internet failing me for the first time in a while. So you may see a little bit of cuts here. Either way, when it comes to that type of push, yeah, I mean, fatigue-wise, imagine having to deal with, okay, we got him to 3 guys, but dang, it's going to be a hard push. No. They were able to push all the way 2 points and only a little bit of the third. That means this entire map can end if UTD can push it all the way to phase 3 and finish off the map. Now that's a goal to set yourself for.
That's a goal. You want to take this win. You want to start strong going to the start of the season with the W, with the win. You want to pick up those wins early so then later you secure a place for a playoff, saying you don't have to win. And it's not win or go home situations just to get into the playoffs. So UTD on the attack. I'm curious what the DPS line will be. Arrow looks like it will be sticking with the McCree. They're going to be sticking with this double bubble. And we did see a bit of a brawl composition change, but that's more of a defense. This is more of a double bubble attack. And Status running the sim? No, just for a teleport out. He's running his tracer. Let's see how this goes. UTD on the attack, trying to win this.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as we said, UTD has had a great time on points, but when it comes to the space, Oracle just excels. They may not have as much space here, though. It's all around the DPS looking to what they can do. Tanks going on the high ground, taking out the supports. The fan doing his best to do straight damage on towards the tanks. Tanks having to back out. UTD going for this just general wall-based track, looking for anything outward and able to get a healer out of the way. Less sustain coming out from Oracle as they're trying to best their hold, getting attacked from every different direction as the DPS try to manage everything else. It's not looking enough. UTD going for the aggression, pushing forward with the Greed, pushing forward with Zarya, trying their best. It's going to be contention, lots of staggers coming through. I think this is over for Oracle in phase 1.
And looks like Louis gets hacked early and focused down, but Status is able to pick up 2 kills for UTD, and that allowed them to cap the point. Hydrus not in a position to recontest, and now we might be looking at some stagger kills that they're trying to pick off X-Fan. They do Skull with the Bionic Nade, and now they're just looking for more post bomb being committed. Status can easily pick up another post bomb, and now 5 minutes just to push a point B, and then whatever more time if they push a point B after to finish and win this map. Ultimates, the Brad finding the EMP very soon. X-Fan has the high noon, 10 XR. Ultimates, basically all heroes on all sides except Stasis, usually a post bomb early. It's going to be an ultimate fight, big the Brad. Let's see if the EMP will be big or not.
See Arrow going into the high noon off the side. Little bit of defense, using the wall as best as they can. High noon over. Now they can go in for anything. Shield down. No healing coming in on the opposing side. Zafan getting a beautiful high noon. Zarya, McCree out of the way. No tank, no DPS. It's just a pure push at this point.
That was excellent organization with the high noon and the EMP, getting rid of Zarya bubbles and also any Winston bubbles that was still left out. Excellent coordination for Hydrus there. X-Fan switching over to the Widowmaker. What an interesting switch.
Definitely.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah, less... That's a hard one going into a dive. Lots of shield to go against, but lots of potential in such an open place as Pylon Terrace. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure.
The Brig might be able to make a difference since the Brig can protect the Widowmaker if a dive commits. But now we're seeing really early aggressive fight. Both grabs being used, but the anti-nade from Skull hitting them all night. Antis everywhere, negating all healing on the Hydra side, is able to help them push into this point. Status, usually a post bomb, gets Panzer. And if they are fast enough, they might be able to cap this before a recontest, but it doesn't look like it. Hydras will be able to get a recontest here.
Yeah, no, agreed. It looks like it's the Brad in the backside dealing with the Zarya as best as he can. A 5v5 in the front line. Doing any form of contention he can. Nano boost to start it up. UTD using their ultimates as best they can. Tanks able to hold the point right at the edge. UTD playing it a little safe. Arrow actually losing his high noon, but that doesn't matter. They just pushed him to normal based attack, which is great for that man, and they're pushing on to phase 3.
That was excellent. Louis was in the back line the whole time, pressuring the Widow and the Ana. X-Man switching back over to the McCree and has that stun. 4 minutes. UTD has 4 minutes to push it all the way, basically all the way to the end where Hydrus pushed it to win this map. And, oh, we're seeing the Torp. We're seeing the Torp, JJ. The Brad switching over to the Torp. The turret might be a problem for Status, on the Tracer. Let's see if he can make a difference here.
Yeah, not Roadhog, not Reaper. That is Torb, ladies and gentlemen. A tank killer. To stop all the pushes, to set up Helm's Deep to the best of their ability, and what better than Mausoleum? UTD having to back away due to the ferocity of that Torb. No, having to back away due to the aggressive plays coming up from Oracle as they're kind of setting up right now. They've got attack vectors coming in from several directions, tanks to the turret, and no ultimates coming forward overall. Right now, UTD have a great setup coming forward. Nano boost as well as High Noon coming in, and they're just looking for that attack.
There's High Noon being committed and the Nano. They're looking for more kills. The Nano Monkey builds up his ultimates as they are in trying to find the Ana. 10 does fall. That's a lot of healing gone for Hydrus out, but the Brad finding the kills. He's in deep. He's in a perfect position. He almost gets knocked off. No, he's getting juggled by Louis, and the E is going to save him. Just barely with the bubble and support from Panzer, but he does fall. It looks like kills are rolling into UTD's side. They're trying to close this out, and they have the Graviton, which can be huge here. Gravitons on both sides. Graviton being early, trying to get picks here. It looks like a Graviton's being used by Panzer, and the Molten Core combo might be enough to keep them off point and hold this point. Killjoy back both sides. Louis falling low. He does fall. And now the Reinhardt Zarya combo. The hard defense is going to push UTD back. With 2 minutes on the clock, they have time to build up those ultimates again. Double support ults. That could make a difference. Both teams have the nano boost.
Yeah, optimally, if they take these fights long, 2 more fights going in, but they preferably like to do it first, because that also gives Oracle a chance to build up.
Status has slept! Oh, he slept in the back line,
yeah.
It gets taken out.
Big stagger coming out there. That's just not it right now, and yeah, that's pushing this all the way to 2 fights. They're gonna lose those 30 seconds basically in over preparatory time just to get back. They are throwing like form of stagger attacks, no from a front tanks to kind of block anything like a Reinhardt, so they gotta be careful here. They're doing their best against this death ball with a dive. They've got the ultimates they need. High Noon coming in from Oracle's a fan, looking for anything possible, not seeing anything. Monkey out of the way, not taking much damage into the nano boost. Rallying UTD together as they push forward. Nano boost to put forward the Reinhardt into a lot of damage. Arrow holding up the High Noon. It's pushing him all the way to the back. Able to take out Safan. Less DPS coming in from Oracle right now as they're doing the best. Earthshatter to put down the attacks from UTD, but is it enough? 2 versus 2 going against each other. It's now a 5v3 going forward. 44 seconds. This is it. UTD needs to do something here for this last push, and all they got is Tracer Bomb right now.
That was a huge shatter. Hit a 4 down. Fistlord hit a 4, slamming him onto the ground, and his teammate will to wrap this up. 30 seconds remaining, and Hydrus has the grab. Panzer has the grab. The Brad has the ultimate for Torb, and Molten Core is going to be a problem here. This is going to be huge. They don't have anything except Immortality Field.
Look at the setup though. Skillix in the high ground, able to set up separately, putting the Immortality Field, able to keep his Reinhardt slightly alive. He does that out of the way, keeping it a lot. 2 kills coming out. No tanks right now for UTD as they're just putting straight damage, straight heals onto their team. 1 kill coming out from Skillix. Kill returning over at Oracle as the kills do come in the red. It is over. Overtime done. Oracle are your week 1 winners by a hair, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, what's some great Overwatch right there. The Brad rocking the tour, bringing it out. Panzer, excellent Zarya play of the game for Blizzworld here. Let's take a look. Most likely a grab. There it is. Getting the team's UTD in there, find the triple kill. Oh, I love seeing some Torb. I love seeing some Torb, JJ. Bring out the Torb. Never underestimated.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's funny, I didn't get to say it, but like going into somewhere around the first time, they just locked him in. The fact that he put the turn on the left, it actually killed 2 people, if I'm not mistaken, going into there. It was doing a good amount of damage. I would say 25% of the people that it was aiming at. So it actually was doing something there. It is a surprise, especially with a dive. You know, when it comes to a dive, you aren't constantly shielding your team. So even though it's easy to kind of take out that torque turret, sometimes that's not what the DPS is concentrating on. Sometimes that's not what the DPS should be concentrating on, and chances are they won't. So in a dive with that reduction in shield, everybody was just taking that free damage, and it worked in their favor. The death ball came in too late for UTD. It seemed strong, but it wasn't strong enough into a death ball that had already cemented their defense. UTD played that just too good.
Yeah, they switched over to the death ball with only one push left. It didn't give Lucio enough time to build up a beat to defend against a Graviton or any other ultimate. He only has speed boost. They just had the lamp. It was able to keep them sustained just a little bit, but not enough with only 30 seconds left. One push going in. Oracle Hydrus are your winner here. Thank you for joining us. From me, my name is Guthix. My Twitter is at Guthix Esports. JJ, it's always a pleasure. Let's have a wonderful season here. Season 14 of UGC League's Overwatch. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, completely agree, guys. We're going to be concentrating a lot of games into intermediate and beginner, and don't hold them back because they got some great games coming up. The roster is huge this season as we are powered by Vitrum, and lots of prizes to give out to these teams, which I'm so happy and excited for. 14 seasons, and we finally get to give these teams their due justice when it comes to just the amount of plays, training, and work that they put into it. So I'm happy that we get to provide for these teams, and I thank Light Ramen for providing us and sponsoring us for that opportunity. Thank you so much, guys, for just watching tonight, supporting these teams, and we'll see you all next Friday. Have a good one.
See you, everyone.